Hey friends, welcome back to Mustard Seed Homesteading. My name is Megan, and if you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you and I want you to know that I'm so glad that you're here. What we're going to do today in this video is finally harvest all of the potatoes that I grew in my green stalks a few months ago. I did make a video on how to plant those potato seeds in the green stalks, which I'll list in the description below. But we're in our garage today, as you can see, because the raining and thunderstorming has been nonstop today, on and off, and I am overdue for harvesting these potatoes. So let's get started. So before I start to take all of the tiers apart on the green stalk and I start to harvest all of my potatoes, I want to quickly mention that potatoes don't like to grow in very hot weather, especially over 90 degrees. And I live in central Alabama and it's the end of July, so it's been really hot here. But I planted my potato seeds really late and I was very determined to still grow my potatoes. So what I did was I left it on the part of my driveway that got most of the sun. And then once it started reaching 90-degree temperatures, I rolled it over to my patio section where it still got sun, but it also got shade. So what I saw was that they grew beautifully and now they have finally died back. And I cannot wait to see how much potatoes we got. So let's go check it out. Oh, look what I found on my potato plant. A beautiful little hornworm. Yep, just munching away and pooping, because that's all they do is eat and poop. Yep, he don't care. He's happy, he's living his life. The first thing I wanted to do is show you up close what all the potato plants look like out of the green stalk. You can see some are still growing while there's some that just look completely dead. Now I did wait quite a while to harvest these just because my other gardens have been taking up so much of my time. And there's also been a tremendous amount of rain after not having rain for a long time. Now I did have plant supports that supported some of these stems and leaves as well as some clips, but once they start to die back, it's really hard to keep them up, but they're supposed to flop over. That's when you know when they're ready to harvest. Now here's a great example of any hornworm damage. If you see that one of your stems is completely without leaves and you see little grenade looking poops on the floor, then you know you have some hornworm issue. What I'm doing now is I'm grabbing my blue tarp and laying it on the ground so that cleanup is a lot easier for me. I would have preferred to do this outside, but as I said, it's just been nonstop raining and thunderstorming, and I'm too impatient to keep waiting to harvest these potatoes. Now I'm going to start to harvest the first tier of my green stalk, and these are the Corolla and dark red Norland potatoes. I also want to add this black little stopper that you see I'm putting in the middle. It covers that hole from losing or spilling any soil. And I do want to mention that these potatoes that I'm harvesting, I purchased these potato seeds from Wood Prairie Family Farm. Their company is out of Maine and I've never had issues with their potatoes, and I've always had phenomenal customer service. And here's my first tier harvest. And now we're harvesting Purple King and Rose Gold potatoes. Rose Gold is one of my favorite potatoes. Not only is it so delicious, but I usually get a pretty good harvest from them. Here is a close-up of a potato that is completely waterlogged because of all the rain that we've been having. These last few tiers that I will be harvesting are the russet potatoes, and the russet potatoes I did purchase from the grocery store organic, and I sprouted them. I just want to quickly show you the top reservoir of a Greenstalk. This is how the entire system gets watered. You fill this all the way to the top line, and then it goes through these little holes as well as this, and it filters down, or not filters, it goes through each one of these holes into each tier, and then that's how every pocket of every tier of the Greenstalk gets watered. And then it goes out the bottom so that the water's not sitting at the bottom of each pocket of the tier so that the plant doesn't die. So thought I'd show you this since I have it right here on camera. And then these are the reservoirs that it trickles down to. And that is on top of each tier that you've been seeing me take out. And these holes that I'm pointing at is where the water gets delivered to each tier. So here are all the potatoes from one whole green stalk. I ain't mad at it, but I definitely would like to see more potatoes. So I'm gonna have to keep experimenting with growing on the green stalk for sure. This fun potato that I'm harvesting is called Amarand Blue. It's such a delicious potato. They are such a smooth and fun potato to eat. This next one is called Amarand Red. And this potato is actually already sprouting. As I'm pulling out this new variety that I've never grown before, it's called Serpo Miro, and I might be pronouncing that wrong. You'll see I have a beautiful potato here, but then I have a very waterlogged potato as well, and that's what happens when you wait too long and there's been too much rain. Hopefully you can see that green on the tip of the potato. That means that it was exposed to light. You do not want to eat green potatoes. They will make you sick. And these last few tiers are my Charlotte and more Adirondack Blue. Now, I do want to share that you don't have to get into all these different type of varieties. You could simply just go to a store and get organic potatoes, which I have done, and just sprout them at home. I just find it fun to grow different varieties and see how they taste. A lot of them have different flavors and different textures, which makes eating potatoes so fun. And most importantly, always have fun when you're gardening. Okay, so here are all the potatoes that I got from my Greenstalk. This is a 18-quart bucket that I got from, or bin, that I got from Walmart. And I want to say it's about halfway full. And I want to say this would be about 4 or 5, maybe 6 meals for my family. I think considering that I started so late in planting my potato seeds and that we're at the end of July, I'm really overall happy with what I got from the Greenstalk. Every time I plant something in the Greenstalk, I learn something every year. So I have some ideas of what I want to try next time I plant potato seeds in my Greenstalk to try and get an even larger harvest. So overall, I'm very pleased, like I said, considering when I planted the potatoes. So I quickly want to add before I close this video that if there was ever a vegetable that I wanted to learn to really grow, it would be potatoes. And the reason being is because potatoes are very hearty vegetables and they're very filling. Now I know in my area I can have 2 plantings. I can have my spring and my fall planting, which I plan to do another planting, except this time I purchase all of my seed potatoes from the grocery store. But in order to use potatoes from the grocery store, you have to have organic. Otherwise, the non-organic, because it's sprayed, the sprouts will not grow. So overall, I'm really happy with the harvest that I got from my Greenstalks. Would I plant them again in the Greenstalks? I definitely would, and reason being is I like the ease of being able to move them around if I need to. Now, I will say that I'm gonna do something differently come the next planting for this fall. I already have my seed potatoes getting ready for that planting, and I do plan to do a follow-up video on what I am going to do differently so that I can have an even larger harvest than I did today. Now, I would love to know how you grow your potatoes and what your favorite potato is to grow. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.